Hi, welcome to Simply Country Cuisine. Well, today's recipe is a sweet friend from church. They are just like children to us, Jeremiah and Michelle Zook. And the name of this recipe, she didn't have a name to it, so I named it Zook's Italian Tortellini. She said it's a big favorite in their family. She was telling me about it at church. I said, oh, that'll be a good recipe for our show, so let's give it a try. And by the way, Michelle, thanks for coming and working on the barbecue sauce today. We are going to do well at that craft fair, I think. All right, so today we're starting out. I have already coined, sliced up turkey Italian kielbasa. 4 or 5 cups of frozen tortellini, tomato sauce, chicken broth, salt and pepper, Italian seasoning, and the mozzarella is still in the refrigerator. I didn't want to get warm, and heavy whipping cream. To me, like, this is a 1-dish meal, so she said it's a real favorite with the children. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start by sauteing up some 2 tablespoons of minced garlic, and when that has become fragrant in the pan, I'm going to add the sausage. And while that's browning up and searing, we're going to cook our tortellini in the chicken broth. Chicken broth and the tomato sauce. And she said depending on how pink we want the sauce will determine either how much tomato sauce we add and how much heavy cream. So let's get started. Heating up my large skillet, and I've got Michelle said that to cook the tortellini and stuff, just use a deep pot, so I'll use this one. So I am going to start out with 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. And remember I said twice around the pan. Would be 2 tablespoons. A little bit hot before I start my garlic, because remember now we're going to watch the garlic, because if you overcook garlic you'll burn it, it'll become bitter. So, but as soon as the garlic becomes fragrant, I'm then going to add the sausage to it. And I'm just using the pre-minced garlic. You could use fresh garlic. All right, I'm going to put in about 2 tablespoons. Funny story here. I love garlic. My family loved garlic. My grandmother, she could not stand garlic, and she'd say just a kiss of garlic, and that would have probably been about maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon. I have 2 tablespoons in there. Saute it up, brown it up, make it fragrant in my oil. I'm actually, I read the recipe several times today. I think this is going to what flavors the sausage is the garlicky oil. Now she said that she likes to sear it. She said Jeremiah likes it almost burned, but I don't think we'll burn it. I think we'll just sear it. Now can you hear that sizzle? This garlic is just about done. Okay, now I'm going to turn it down to about a medium high, and I've already cut up, I call them rings, but they're not quite rings. I did a 1.5 rings of the sausage. Now, I'm going to give this a toss. Make sure all these little sausage pieces get that garlicky oil all over it. I had 1 container of the H-E-B chicken broth out this morning, and Michelle had suggested I probably should use 2 because it wouldn't be enough to really boil. We're going to actually boil the tortellini in the chicken broth and the tomato sauce. So I'm going to add 1 and 2. Now I'm going to start with 1 can of the tomato sauce. Now we're going to bring this to a boil. While this comes to a boil, I'll keep tossing the sausage around. I want you to take a look at my new French apron. My sweet, dear, bestie friend Lynn, thank you, gave me this. And I love it. It's kind of like a whole dress. Our tomato sauce and our chicken broth are boiling now, and I'm going to add about 1.5 teaspoons of Italian seasoning, and I'll put a little salt and pepper in this one. So about maybe 1/4 teaspoon of salt and about 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. And I'm going to add the frozen tortellini and try not to burn myself. We're going to bring this back to a boil, and when it comes to a boil, we're going to add some heavy cream and the sausage to it. Okay, now we're going to add about 1 pint of heavy cream and stirring this up. And now my sauce is kind of pink. You're right, Michelle, it does get pinker. And I am actually going to use my slotted spatula and kind of drain off the olive oil and add my sausage in. Now, I think this is eaten kind of like a soup, but Michelle said as it sits, if there's any leftovers as it sits, it will thicken up. Stir this around. I'm gonna let this kind of marry in together, a little bit blend in together for about maybe 2 minutes. Hi, welcome back. Now I ladled up me a bowl of this Zook's Italian tortellini, and I have sprinkled on a little bit of shredded mozzarella over top, just like she said. I've got me a piece of buttered crusty bread. And I want to also give a shout out to Miss Kim. This is Dina's assistant in the library, and I hear that she made the green beans almondine for Thanksgiving. I'm glad you enjoyed them. So I'm going to give this a try now. I've got me some tortellini and sausage in my spoon. Michelle, this is awesome. Yes, Robert and Mark and Dean are gonna love this for supper tonight. Very, very, very good. Very good. It was quick, it was easy, and you could have a little tossed salad with it and have a complete meal. So thank you so much for joining us on Simply Country Cuisine on our YouTube channel. Remember always to like, subscribe, and share these videos to be alerted for their new videos. And on Facebook, on Thursdays, we have Trivia Thursday. And through the month of December, it might not just be Thursday. I might randomly throw a trivia out there. So be sure to watch. Check us out on Facebook and answer the questions. They're fun. You can win prizes. My son-in-law actually caught the air in this week's. I said, what did Buddy stick in the VCR on Elf? And he quickly checked me and said, Mom, it was a... No, I said the DVD, and he said, Mom, it was a VCR. And so anyway, they won. If you haven't got a place to worship, please join us at any of the Glad Tidings locations in Central Texas. And Dean will put a link at the bottom. We'd love to have you. Thank you again so much. God bless and have a blessed week.